Do you have a dating deal breaker, disaster, or dilemma? Let's talk about it. Welcome to the Dating Diaries. All right, happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Get on in here. Get on in here. Get on in here for Dating Diaries. It's Crystal XO with...
Wasn't it just hump day the other day, the last time?
It does feel like
what the heck?
It feels like we're moving very quickly. It wasn't a short week. I don't know.
We did the show on Wednesday, and I could have sworn the last time we was on here, we said happy hump day. We're doing a lot of humping over here.
We're humping again. We're humping again.
Well, I know that's what I'm doing. But happy hump day Wednesday, everybody.
You know what? Speaking of humping, can I tell you guys a story? My Rottweilers, you guys know I have two Rottweilers, Shadow and Sade. Now, a friend of mine has a beautiful, so Shadow is a boy, Sade is a girl. Shadow is fixed, right? So Sade is not. A girlfriend of mine has a beautiful Rottweiler named Kimbo. So Kimbo, what's up, Jamal? Kimbo has come over to stay with us in order for them to procreate, right? So Kimbo is here. They're all outside, and Sade is in heat, and they have been working on procreation the entire day. This morning, Adrian called me, Gun Boss called me outside. He was like, look, they're stuck. So when they're stuck, it means that, you guys know we've had trouble before with people being stuck, namely the person laying next to me right now who went out for a night of passion on the town, left, didn't come back for 4 hours. I didn't know it was because she probably was getting stuck. So Sade and Kimbo have been really going at it the entire day. The entire day. I keep looking out there. I'm like, come on, y'all. And there's all kinds of stuff happening. What's up, Chocolate Diva? There is it is X-rated what is happening in our outside our home at this point. Kimbo is really enjoying Sade, and then Shadow feels bad because he's left out of it. And so he doesn't get a chance. He's looking and he's just like, so I brought him in the house because I was like, Shadow, you don't want to be around while they're doing their thing. But the truth is, he does want to be around. So he kept crying in the house, let him back out. And then I went outside, and Shadow doesn't have his man parts. And because Sade is in heat, she's throwing it back on everybody. She's throwing it back, right? So... And I'm going to let you guys see what I'm talking about because...
hey, don't get us canceled.
I'm not. But this really worried me because Sade got upset because I have seen that female dogs will get upset with the male dog when he can't deliver what she wants to have delivered. So as a result... she is going back and forth between Shadow and Kimbo. And then I looked out and she was on top of Shadow humping him. And I said, get down. That's not what you're supposed to be doing. I brought her in the house, but I don't want her to do Shadow like that. I don't want her to make him feel bad because he's not able to do.
That man that had a hard day walking around the yard. It don't come up. You gotta get that man some time.
Guys, I tell you what, I don't like to see it. I come in the house. It's X-rated out there. Every couple of minutes, they're just getting it in. I don't exactly know how many puppies this is going to create. I really don't know. It's going to be quite a few puppies. But they are now, this is what happened when I went outside. This is them stuck. So what happened is he got on top and he got out, but part of him was still stuck. You see, she's got the little pink the pink spikes around her neck. You see that she's the girl. Mm-hmm. Kimbo is the boy, and he's stuck. And then it took him about 5 minutes, and then they get unstuck, and he just goes back again. So,
Now the projects, I used to see that they used to throw hot water on them.
Oh my!
I'm not suggesting you do that. I'm just saying that's what I used to see growing up when they used to find 2 stuck dogs.
Yeah. Oh my God!
Can't
we're not running a bordello, but I tell you what.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
We're just trying to make some puppies. But then I started thinking about it, and I was like, I don't know if the economy is bad. I don't know if anybody wants a Rottweiler puppy. When Sugar Pie had her illegitimate puppies, none of y'all wanted one. Nobody wanted one. Mo, I tried to give Mo one. He didn't want one. Nobody.
Well, I just got off child support a couple years ago. I don't want to be dealing with all. You ain't trying to make me a single mother out here.
Oh my God. But yeah, that's what's going on in my house. It's a lot of humping around going on via my dogs. We want to say happy birthday to Jamal. Happy birthday to Jamal Mandingo 616. Thank you for tuning in with us. Happy 51st birthday. That's a beautiful age to be.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Happy birthday, brother.
Absolutely. So, yeah. Thank you for spending your birthday with us. And we appreciate you. We appreciate you for being here. How's your week been so far?
It's slightly dragging. Wasn't as fast as last week, but it's coming through. It's all good, man. It's coming through. Every day we wake up is a day better. I'm learning not to complain about the day, whatever it is. If somebody asks me how you doing, how's the day, it's always going to be great.
I love that. I like that. I believe in that. I believe that we're supposed to always have something positive to respond. But you know what? I do want to talk about something before we get into tonight, because tonight we are talking about a scorned woman. And it can be a scorned man too. It can be a scorned man as well. But they're just
but they don't make the saying about men. They make it about women.
There's not it's a Bible verse. It's an actual Bible verse. Like, I know people say that, but it's an actual Bible verse. It's not. There are a lot of people that say there are things in the Bible that are not really in the Bible, but that really is in the Bible. I'm going to read you guys the verse so that you know that that it's really a real scripture, because some people act like it is not, but it is. Hold on, let me pull up the.
You know how I know it's true? Because it's not half, it's half. Those are Bible words.
It is.
Those are biblical words. That's how I know it came from the Bible.
You know what? And so I just want to read something else. I remember reading this when I was a little kid, and I thought, yikes. It says, Proverbs 21:9. What's up, twin? Says, it is better to live in a cramped, uncomfortable corner of a roof than in a large house with a contentious and quarrelsome woman.
Let the church say amen.
I don't necessarily know.
The Bible. See now. Now we picking and choosing what we want to believe. Either we believe in it or we not. Yeah,
so it is better to live on a rooftop than
I done lived on many roofs.
It is better to live on a cramped rooftop than in a huge.
You know how bad that is?
I did not, and I guess that explains the extent that men really are driven crazy by a woman's nagging. And it says a contentious woman. What is it about that causes? Because men just don't like, even sons. Like my son, when I start fussing, he's just It's like y'all sick tonight.
I'll give you an example. So you posted a video. It's in the shorts. If y'all go check it out. I'm driving. Right.
Yes.
And here it is. I'm trying to. I can't see. I'm trying to listen to the lady.
That's her fault because.
And then I'm in the unfamiliar territory, and then and that's not even the bad. The bad part is you was over here yapping. That's the problem. You were the problem.
That is not a good example.
That is not a good example. At that point, I would have rather been on the roof of the car in the corner. Because we ran We ran a stop sign.
We did run. I was concerned. Um, I was very concerned, but what is it? That did not explain the answer. Why are men so irritated by women talking?
Because it doesn't stop. You don't say one time and leave it alone. You keep yapping.
Anyway.
We heard you the first time. We heard you.
Obviously not, because usually you guys don't make change.
It don't mean I'm changing. I heard you.
Well, I would like actions to follow that. If you heard, that action should follow. I'm just saying. Yeah, that was, first of all, you couldn't see how you were driving and can't see. That's not my problem. That's a you problem.
The street only showed 3 letters. So I'm confirming it with the lady. Now I will listen to her yap because she's giving me directions.
You were not. You weren't listening to her yap.
Because I couldn't hear because you.
Y'all, please have my back.
Adrian, I know Gun Boss goes through this, so he can co-sign this. I already know. He ain't got to tell me. I already know.
Anyway, so we're talking about a woman scorned tonight, and I decided that this would be our topic because I had the opportunity to interview Lynn Whitfield. I interviewed Lynn Whitfield from so many movies, but you guys, tonight we're going to be talking about A Thin Line. What's up, Tammy? A Thin Line. So a thin line between love and hate. She was in a relationship. She was Brandy Webb with Darnell. Martin must have liked that name, Darnell. Because wasn't he Darnell on another movie? No, Roscoe.
Oh, yeah, Roscoe.
Excuse me, Roscoe Jenkins. Sounds like Darnell. Darnell and Roscoe seem like they should be brothers or something. I don't know. But but yeah, I got an opportunity to interview Lynn Whitfield. So we're going to be talking about tonight's topic is a woman scorned, and why is that different than a man scorned? Yeah. What is the difference? But before we get into that, we got the questions of the day. This is the first question of the day via Scorpio Mo. Have you ever stopped talking to someone because of their kids?
Yeah. Like in a situation where you could be fine with the person. And let's say, the person, let's say it's a man in this situation. And I'm nothing to do with the other parent per se. Okay. But let's say you're dating this woman, you're 6-7 months in, she has a son, you kind of take to him, you know what I'm saying? You might take him fishing, take him to the games, you know what I'm saying? But now it's a situation, let's say, I don't know, maybe he stole your watch and wore it to school or some shit.
The kid? Yeah. He stole your watch? Okay.
So let's say he did something like that, or let's just say he talked slick to the mother. That's a better one. Okay. And there hasn't been a man to check him, and then you check him, and then she gets in, and then you get into it with the son as a man, and then she defends the son. Yes. Now it's nothing between you and her at that point, but now it is because of said child, a young man. Yeah. I've seen that.
This has happened to you before?
No, it's never happened to me, but I've seen it happen to people, and I saw a scenario. Even when a child comes in, I saw something recently where the man's been in this child's life damn near a whole life, and she's getting married. Okay. And she gives the father a ticket. I know that was one, and I know years ago was another situation where she wanted the father to walk her down the aisle when the other guy was been the father the whole time, and the guy backed out. The one I saw, I think it was today, part 2. The guy was like, "What are you calling me for? Call your daddy." Yikes. So I don't know. I think it's tough, man, because it could be nothing wrong with you and this person, but then this child and the child, it could be growing pains. You know what I mean? School stuff. Mm-hmm. You could be the woman and you could get your child, or your child lives with you, but she's talking back to her.
So Linda said, how old is the kid in this example? Like with the man?
Let's say 14.
Oh yeah, that's a rough
rough age. Yeah, he was growing, his voice then got deep. You know what I mean? The mom is scared of him now a little bit because he's taller than her now.
I don't think scared of him because I did have a little bit, like a little out of sorts because you start, you know, I remember my son, like me being, you know, going to discipline him and him kind of like standing up, like, you can't do that to me. And I was like, yes, I can. I'll be like that. Then you get to another point, right? But
well, you know, it's not effective, or because I've seen this with mothers and sons, probably seen it with daughters too, not as much. The son talks slick that, you know, you need to go out there and take out that trash. I heard you. I'll do it. You know, like, what?
Yeah.
You might get a shoe thrown at you or some shit like that.
I hated having a teenager. And my son was not really but he was a little mouthy, but I didn't enjoy that time. I could see why a man wouldn't, because I have heard, I didn't have that experience myself because I didn't really date really seriously when my son was when my kids were teenagers. It wasn't a priority for me then, but I have heard a lot of men say that they did not like talking to women who had teenage sons. Jamal says, I have a partner going through that right now, been raising and supporting this 16-year-old kid and is not allowed to discipline or anything to him. Crazy business. I couldn't do it. But let me ask you guys this as a man, because I saw a skit and I asked a couple of guy friends about this. I saw a skit that Mojo Brooks did where he was saying that I don't want the man that my baby's mom is with to discipline my child. And he was like, call me and I'll do it. Right. And I was like, yeah, I mean, how do you feel about that? Because you had 2 children. Would you have felt comfortable with another man disciplining your child if he lived there with them?
Ooh,
See?
It's tough. Especially if you're involved. I mean, hopefully you and this guy, before, let's say, she moved in with him or he moved in with her, you and this man already had a conversation. I would say establish a relationship with this guy. Mm-hmm. So, yo, that's what your son is over here, you know, and you call me and let me handle it. But if the other party is not there,
if they're not in the house, hold on, just Angela, you can watch. We're doing both formats, so you don't have to watch the vertical. If you want to watch the side by side, that is also on YouTube. They're both on YouTube right now. We just want to make sure that there are a lot of people that are opting to watch vertical, but you can watch it side by side. I like it better side by side too. So you can go to YouTube and they're both on YouTube simultaneously.
But okay. You see what I'm saying? Like, if the father is present, both parents, this is why it helps to have a healthy relationship, co-parenting, because you listen, this is the new man in my life. I just want you to know who your son is going to be around. Mm-hmm. Or you have this dialogue. You shake that man's hand, you know what I mean? And you look him in the eye, and there's an understanding without saying too much. Men know, you know.
Jamal says, my boy's been raising this kid for 11 years. Now that, to me, that's the mom's fault. To me, the mom is that, because how you gonna let him, how is it okay for him to provide for this child for 11 years?
Yeah.
That's wild. And he turned 16. Nah, that's the mother's problem. That's the problem between, your partner should be upset with his partner, because how are you cool? If it's not cool for me to discipline, then I should not have been raising him.
And then what are we saying is like physical discipline?
I mean, at the point that you've been, because to me, at the point where he's 16, he's probably, you know, that's a man. He feels like he's a man. He's probably bucking up at him. So, but if you've been taking care of him, like, that's what I don't understand. Like, if you've been with a child and you've been taking care of that child since they were little, because I've heard of men taking care of, they've never been around their biological father. Biological father has never been there. And then they get to a certain age, that smart ass age, and they decide, well, you're not my daddy. Well, I've been your daddy. Right. And and to me, that's a problem with the mother, because you cannot allow a man to take care of your children only when it benefits you. Yeah.
And that's the thing. I think early as young men, as men dealing with young men, and this is going to sound harsh, and I'm not expecting the women to understand it, but there has to be a level of fear.
Yeah, respect.
It has to be. I mean, I'm not saying crazy, but
Yeah,
enough to know.
You mean respect? Like you have to know boundaries and respect.
It could be, but you can sprinkle a little fear in there.
Yeah,
I get the respect thing, but he has to know, like, yo, it's different. You in the presence of a man is different. It's really, really different. This is not your uncle, unless you got one of those uncles that's in your life and present, because there are a lot of uncles out there that take that serious. That uncle role very, very serious.
that uncle has to be around a lot. A lot of people's uncles are not. It depends on where you live. Like if you live where your family's very tight knit.
I remember my grandmother called my uncle. First she called my mother. Then my mother called my uncle. And then my uncle was talking to me. Then all of a sudden, bow!
Yeah.
Once you get the belt, they just start punching. I got punched in the chest.
Yeah, I mean, you people are you start smelling yourself and you start feeling.
I'm cutting school, then getting caught doing all, and hey, man.
But I think it's like a rite of passage for young men. Period. They all go through that. Period. But I agree with Hey You There. So I can't live with no child I can't discipline. Hell, I can't even babysit my siblings for that reason. I'm with you. Like, don't bring them over here. Don't bring them. Don't bring them. If they don't for grandchildren, if they cannot be disciplined, then just don't bring them here, because I'm not going to just be letting kids run like kids are wild and they're smart enough to know. Kids are smart. They know who they can do what with. But back to a relationship, like to me, I've heard a lot of men say that when it comes to women and their children, but I think it goes both ways, because I feel like if that man has been in that child's life since he was young, then you wrong. Now, it would be different if he just tried to come around. Like I remember when my son was 13, he met a guy that I had been dating. Now that's, if that guy had tried to come in and say, no, that would have been weird, because he was 16, he was 13 and you ain't been around. And now you try to come in and my mom and I have this dynamic, so that I wouldn't have allowed that. But I think that's a lot of that has to be for the mother. And I think if you're going to allow him to financially take care of the child and do all the other things, then you also have to take into consideration his input when it comes to parenting.
That part. I done taught the boy how to tie a tie. He was out here cutting grass. He wasn't doing that. What if he choked him out like baby boy and smacked him?
But let me ask you, would you get, because we had a friend that said he would not get into a relationship with a woman with a male child, period. I was like, wow, that's crazy. And it was for several reasons, but I think this was one of them. Have you ever personally had an issue with that? I would say that I did not date with my child. I did not date really seriously when my kids were young, because I know my son, I had one son and one daughter. My daughter would have definitely connected because she was a daddy's girl and she really missed her dad. And I know my son would have resented a person coming in. He was very not open to that. So I
built my own relationships, whether it's I've had women ask me, can you talk to him? I heard you've been through this, or we talked, and they're receptive. Yeah. I've never, can you talk? And they're cool. And they've said things to me that some of it I never repeated to her, but we just had our own conversation. Even, the young lady that had the two girls, we broke up, but I promised the daughter I would go to a school thing that she had. And I went, after the breakup, because I gave her my word. So I never had any issues, but I've definitely seen people where it's, what are you to do? They miss their father. They're giving the man a hard time.
Most kids want their mom and daddy together, quite honestly.
Well, but depends on. Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Yeah, and even if there's no possibility of the mom and daddy getting together, they see whoever's in that place as the reason why that can't be possible, even if that's not possible at all. They don't like anyone with their dad or their mom because they're going to judge that person by that other parent. So I don't like you because you are in my mama's place, even if the mom and daddy are not together. And
what if they don't get along?
They usually don't. The mom and daddy usually don't get along. But I'm just saying the kids are going to be judging you up against that other parent. Yeah. So now I think girls take to guys easier. Like, you know, I think girls would like the guy better and boys would like the woman better. I remember I was dating this one guy and he had a his son was like 13 or 14. If the 13 or 14-year-old son thinks you're pretty, he cool. And you're nice to him, he's
come
cool.
over with food.
He's cool. They not, but if it's a girl, she's judging you. Like girls and daddies, like, whoa. So I remember I had a girlfriend that her husband only had one daughter. One. And she said, Crystal, when I married him, the daughter was like 10 or 11. We were cool. The daughter got to 15 or 16 and it became war of the women. Like the daughter moved in with them and it was just miserable. And that's with one daughter.
But see, at that age, that could have easily been the mother. That's the age where the mother and daughter kind of.
That is, but usually they get along with the dad. Well, but I think the stepmom. See, Kenny Ray says I can't stand my stepmom.
Damn.
I have become comfortable with that. I did not all my years, like when I got divorced, I remember thinking if I get married again, I don't want to be like the evil stepmom. But then I realized I can be nice, and I was being overly nice, and it don't matter. They just, you want me to be the villain, you gonna paint me as a villain, so I'll be that. You gonna paint me as a villain, even if I'm buying stuff, trying to, hey man, look, man. You get out of my face and I'll stay out of yours, and we can just peacefully coexist. I'm not kissing behind, but that's because these kids are grown. Now, if they were younger, I probably wouldn't even have gotten involved. But at the point that grown women are just hating you because of who you are, it doesn't matter if you've been kind to them, then at this point, girl, go live your life. I'm not, because I was being super nice because that's just who I am. But then it was like, you came into this, and no matter what I do, you're going to hate me because I'm not your mom, because your mom is not with your dad. So girl, bye. You ain't your mama. Bye. So I'm good with it now. I'm good with it. Everybody has to, you got to focus on your home. And when you're in your 20s and 30s, like if you hate your stepmom at that age, then that's kind of just on you. As long as she's not hurting your daddy. What you doing? What is you doing? But yeah, I did not date when my kids were young, because I just knew, like, unless they get in there. I remember a guy saying, I'd rather get in there when they're young, because then they are open to you.
They're a little bit more impressionable and open.
Yeah, 12-year-old's daughter and a 13 or 14-year-old son, that just sounds like a lot of hills to climb for me. But
hey, man, I done had these kids tell me stuff they weren't supposed to be saying.
Like what?
I don't know why they thought I was cool, but they just stuff that is almost betrayal to their parents.
Tell us.
I'm not going to put it out there, but it was something.
We don't know who it is. We don't know whose kid it was. Give us an example of something that somebody told you.
Okay. Me and the person broke up.
Okay.
And during the breakup, they told me that they were staying somewhere with some friends.
Okay.
This is during the breakup. And the daughter was like, who she told you she was staying with? I was like, the such and such family. She was like, nah, remember that guy that died?
Oh my God.
She was like, she was staying with him.
Now that is betrayal. Let me tell you, my daughter ever did. See, that's crazy.
Hey, but we weren't together, so I wasn't tripping. But she did tell me, and the guy had passed. Here's the ill part. She got the phone call that the guy passed away, and I was next to her. This is before the daughter told me.
Yeah.
And she all sad. I'm trying to console her. Meanwhile,
I'm telling you, daughters are easy to win over, especially if they want a male in their life.
She had a father. They were cool. But
she might just thought you were cool. Kitty Ray says my stepmom don't like me either, so it works. I get my dad to myself. I just, be nice. That lady probably didn't do nothing to you, Kitty Ray. If I could tell it, I have not done nothing to these people, but just exist. The fact that I breathe air pisses them off. Tammy says I'm still cool and in touch with the kids of my ex. Yeah, stuff is complicated. It's complicated, but that's interesting. Mo, are you there? Are you there? Uh-oh. You guys, I don't know. I think Mo is frozen. Mo is frozen. He may have to come out and come back in. It is storming here, so I'm just letting you guys know. I think there's like a tornado watch up until like 2 a.m. So y'all be easy with us tonight. If you guys are just watching, yep, he had to go out and come in again. Let me remove that Mo from the. There we go. Yeah,
I don't know what happened. Everything just went out.
It's a storm tonight. I mean, it's not over here.
Somebody did tell me that it's supposed to be a storm.
Yeah, it's a storm tonight. So I told people just be easy with us, because even if it's not where we are, it could affect the towers or whatever. So
they said it's coming through here.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. My mom texted me. She was like, "It's supposed to be a tornado watch."
Yeah.
Well, we're just, y'all be easy with us tonight. We're trying to. It's not here, but it could be on the way. You know what I want to talk about? I talked about this morning on the reprint. Did you see the coverage with Stephon Diggs and the chef?
I saw the clips. I didn't see the live thing. Put the clips in.
What did you think of the clips?
They asked her what was the nature of the relationship, and they knew each other prior. He asked her to cook. They, I guess he was knocking it down a few times. That's common. I don't know if people know that.
It's common to knock down your cook
and housekeeper. I've heard stories of this.
I
wasn't shocked.
Yeah,
I wasn't shocked. And then it sounds like, because I don't know the rest of it, but I know she lost. But she got caught up, and they said she was jealous of another relationship he had.
Cardi.
No, I heard another name. I thought it was Cardi,
another name,
but I heard a whole nother name.
Yikes. He probably had a whole bunch of women doing different things. I do think that was a waste. That was a waste of taxpayer dollars. But this is my thing. If you come in, it's a couple things. He should know, and he's young, and he's just living his best life. But you should know that women are not going to be able to handle you. He would have been intimate with them, and now you have given her a position in your house.
Which is wow.
That's asking for a problem. And then you also got her, so you done had her, you've been intimate with her, you've offered her a position to keep her close. Mm-hmm. And now you've moved your girlfriend in. Now she was cool with it, because I saw where she said she was cool with Cardi, and she said that her and Cardi were getting outfits to go somewhere together.
Now did Cardi know that he was taking it down?
No, she didn't know, because that was in the past. That she did not tell Cardi that. Cardi's just thinking that, but my thing is, okay, so you done, as you would say, quote unquote, took it down. And now she's in the house because she lived there, because she's supposed to be chefing, right? And preparing all the meals.
She was cooking it
up. And then she gets mad because of some exchanges. And then she ends up on the out. And then probably someone got in her ear and told her she could get some money. No. So she decides to accuse him of being violent with her physically. Now, I don't know if you guys saw the clip of her explaining the violence, but it just didn't make a lot of sense. She said that he told her to come here, and she went over to him, and then he just started to strangle her.
I'm not laughing at being strangled.
Yeah, no, definitely not. It's not funny, but the way she said it, and she did a horrible job on the stand. But I also would say I did see her cry at will. Whenever there was a hard question to answer that didn't make sense, because she had sent some text messages. She only gave the court certain text messages. And then they saw that she had deleted some. And they asked her, why did she delete them? And she just started crying at will. And I told the gun boss, I was like, oh, wow. It was a couple of times they asked her, when they asked her to explain what happened before she actually gave, because, you got people asking you, so, okay, so you're saying he just did like this. So did you move back? Like, it's very specific and she wasn't prepared for that. So what she did is she just started crying.
That's what they do.
I didn't realize that it was so immediate.
That's what they do. That happens in every household. That's happening right now.
And then it was crazy.
That happens right now. And there's some man going to jail explaining his side with handcuffs on because it's too, and that's all they got to do. And some women know how to play that game.
Well, she did not do it very well. Whoever did not, her lawyer did not prepare her adequately for this because she was horrible on the stand. But my thing is, I feel like women who lie on men about things like that, because she was just trying to lie to get, I think it was like $4 million. First she wanted 10 million, then 4, and you're going based on the numbers that you hear he's gotten, right? Because you wouldn't get that from the average Joe. If he did something, you don't get that. But you get that, you could potentially ask for that because of him being Stephon Diggs. I think that women should get in trouble. I think however many years the infraction is, you should get that same amount for lying. Because you don't understand how that you're just trying to get money so you don't have to work anymore. It's a payday for you. And I guess you feel entitled because you guys have been intimate. You feel entitled to it. But that can destroy him. Can you imagine his mom having to hear that, his sisters, his family? And yeah, he offered her $100,000, which
that's because
he shouldn't even have that.
He's probably costing him $200,000 for the lawyers,
if not more. Cheaper. Probably more than that. Probably more.
See what I'm saying? So a lot of times when people hear that, well, he must be guilty. No, it comes out cheaper. That's what that is.
That's why we've got to. That something has to happen. He does have 6 kids, and he obviously needs. Mo, can we ask you to create some type of mentorship for the brethren? Because men, does he not have? Are there not men to talk to men about this type of thing? Like, look, stay away from these girls. Or if you're intimate with a girl, you got to know how to keep the boundaries, because these guys don't understand about, and they end up getting, the girls become the predators because of the money.
And I think, I don't know, but I think these dudes impregnate these women to keep them in their lives, not even because, you see what I'm saying? Like I think there are some guys purposely doing that to keep the women close to them.
Do you think he wanted to keep her close? Because she was, maybe, I guess, because he put her in the house.
Impregnated. I don't know about that, but cooking, I mean, maybe she was useful. She could burn in the kitchen, and the SEX was good. Let's just put it all together. You stay here. I'm helping you. You helping me. Look at Arnold Schwarzenegger. Look at the lady he slept with. She's not a looker.
Well, that was just because of proximity. She was already
but that's what I'm saying with that. A lot of times it's in the house, so if ain't nothing else popping, I know I got an old girl in the chef quarters. I know I could take that down.
Yeah, I mean, but you've got to learn how to master your desires.
You definitely got to master, especially when you got that type of paper.
That's what I'm saying. Like the women are becoming the predators. They
got classes for the rookies. They teach them this. They talk to them. There are classes in the NBA. I want to say in the NFL, but definitely in the NBA, where they talk to the rookies coming in, and they be like, "Hey, man, you got Dion. He started to do it in college."
Yeah, I saw. I was a part of his camp when he did his camp here, and he did that. He had a workshop with
because that's how you got to start before they even get to the Because these women are at the draft trying to get you. Look at Lala, and look at what's that lady? They got the young man, the model Drea.
Oh yeah,
they be showing up at the draft.
Happening the same thing. The men are being, and I guess, you know, women have been preyed upon by men for so long. I guess I really should be okay with it because it's just the changing of the guards. But a lot of these athletes are getting taken advantage. Women are actually like taking them down. Like you think you got that, but now, I mean, can you imagine $100,000 not for doing anything, but millions of dollars for doing nothing? At this point, you don't even have to have a kid. You just accuse them of doing
she's
something.
So stupid and greedy. She should have took the $100,000 and kept it pushing.
That is, I'm telling you, the civil suit, and it's been made popular by Cassie was with Diddy for what, 10 years, and she did endure a lot of pain and all that. But she ended up $30 million. There's a lot of women that feel like they would take whatever Diddy dished out for the 30 million. These women are the civil suit has become an opportunity to get paid, and I feel like it's unfair. Tammy said he currently isn't under contract because of this suit. I believe that because another team, they don't know how it's going to play out, so they don't want to touch that. But that's why I just think the women should be held accountable. Like you can't just accuse somebody of
because that's a hard thing to shake, because there's still going to be some people that think you did it.
That believe it, of course, because it's loud. The accusation is loud, and the verdict, if it goes in the woman's favor, and the recanting is always very quiet.
But it's one of those crimes when the man does it. It's not you. They got to prove it and lock up. They lock you up, then you got to prove. You see what I'm saying?
Well, he wasn't locked up, but he was sitting down.
But when they do the other case,
you saw him tear up when it. So you know he was really like.
But even it happens with Grape. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, they lock you up for that, and then you got to prove it.
And some people assume it's true regardless of what happens, because there are so many women that will believe it just because a woman is saying it, because there are so many women that, you know, have not been believed. But men have got to realize that at the point that you make that much money, you are
a target.
You are a target. And at this point, y'all are victims.
Look at the guy that paid the woman. What did he pay her? $1 million? And I don't want nothing to do with the baby. And she took the deal.
Some more.
Then she tried to come. It's like
she has come back for more money. These women, and that's crazy to me that you feel entitled to a lifestyle on him. He has to get up, work hard, work out, focus.
He's been working since he's been 10 years old.
And you want to just come because you feel now, but men put him in that position. It's crazy though. But I do think whatever the number of years that he could have gotten in prison for what you are saying that he did, if he didn't do that and it's proven that you're lying, then you need to serve that amount of time as well.
I'm in favor for that.
If that was cut down, I'd be like, we're gonna persecute this girl. I don't care, because you got to balance it out. Like he cannot be liable for something that he didn't.
So let me ask you this though. So what if it's a situation where this wasn't this man's child and he took care of it?
Jesus.
And you knew you were corresponding with the real father.
You should owe him back. You should owe him back. You should owe him back. You should owe him back the child support. You should. You should. If you knew, then you should owe him back.
I know of a situation where the father was in jail, and then the other guy was doing all right. And
I know a situation where the girl was getting child support from 2 people, and the child was in on it. The child knew.
Woo!
It was a girl. The girl knew. The girl had been influenced by her mom, but the girl and her mom were running a racket, and they were getting child support from 2 men. And when he found out, he was heartbroken, because he loved that child with every bit of his heart. He didn't have any children. He didn't have any family because he was adopted. He played on this. It can get ugly. Ladies, I'll be trying to have the women's back, but sometimes we women are smarter and more lethal. That's what we're talking about tonight. We just, a woman, when she's mad, or when because these women aren't even mad. They're just entitled and want something for nothing. So, but let's talk about revenge. Let's talk about it. Have you ever attempted to get revenge on an ex? Have you ever attempted? You guys let us know in the chat. Let us know in the chat if you're on Instagram or if you're on YouTube. Let us know. Have you ever attempted to get revenge on an ex? If so, tell us how. Mo?
I thought about it, but I never did it. I thought about it. I was gonna put super glue in this girl's locks so she couldn't get in the house. I didn't do it. This way she put the keyhole.
That's not even a see. That's why y'all lose, because that's not even a big deal.
No, it's a big deal when it's going to take you a while to get just little aggravating stuff. But no, I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
That sounds like that episode of Martin where he put super glue and Pam was glued to the chair.
Now you put it in the car keyholes when they had it, or you put it in the door lock and then they can't get in and it's cold outside, whatever. But no, I think of things, but I just never did it, because after a while, a day or two, and you just like keep it pushing, man. That's what men are a little better at.
No, but I will say this: I don't even feel like you're really qualified to answer that, because I also asked you, had you ever been heartbroken? Have you ever truly been heartbroken? Right.
No.
So why do you have to say it why do you have to say it so dismissively?
Well, that's what it was. I felt bad and stuff like that, but never really. Not really. Disappointed.
That's making it worse. Daryl Glover says, I learned to be emotionally detached. Well, I can understand that if you've been hurt. No, put your thumb down. Put your thumb down.
That's how we gotta be, brother.
Taking you out of the frame. You can't say that if you've never actually been hurt. What are you actually detaching from?
That's why I don't get hurt.
No, it's because you're the one doing the cheating and the leaving.
Where did cheating come in?
From life, from reality. Stop it. No, Jamal, he's not right, because he's never been heartbroken. He's never had a woman to break his heart at this big age. No.
You wishing that on me or something?
I'm not. I'm just saying you can't really relate to this conversation. I shouldn't even have this as the subject, because you can't relate to it. Like, you cannot relate to it.
I've been disappointed in some women. I've been disappointed.
Disappointed is not heartbroken.
No, it's not.
Again, why are you laughing? I can't stand you. That's crazy. Oh, that's wild. Oh, sugar pie, that's wild. So this really doesn't even concern Mo. Yeah, I don't even really want to have a conversation anymore. It feels like it's not going to have a different perspective. I should have had a guest. No, he said he has not been hurt, Jamal. I'm not adding things. He said disappointed. That's not the same.
I was disappointed. Yeah.
I was disappointed that disappointed that a person gave me a Louis Vuitton purse instead of a Gucci one. That's not a big deal. Disappointment is not.
No, I thought better of someone, and they weren't, and they kind of were what I thought they were. And I'm just like, yo, you disappointed me, man. I thought I gave you more credit than that. I felt like that. But was I sitting over there crying? No, not over her, over Brooke. No. If I was married and I loved her and she what about your first situation? And I don't want to go into it, but you know what I'm talking about. Nah, that was all ego on me. I was more than like, what me? No, not her. If anything, I was like, you? Once again, I was disappointed. Hell no. I'm like, what? Anyway, you guys, let us know. Tammy, how did you get revenge? I did get revenge before. I think I told you guys about when I released a YouTube video and shared it with numerous people about this particular person being inadequate in the bedroom.
We did an AI version of and shared it with several people. But I do believe I'm going to play this clip of Lynn Whitfield. She said, I asked her when I interviewed her, because she is a part of the I guess it's a cultural movie at this point, one of the biggest cultural movies, A Thin Line Between Love and Hate, with her and Martin. She played Brandy Webb, and Brandy. Now, I feel Brandy was a victim. Can we vote on that? I don't feel Brandy.
Yeah.
I feel like she was a victim.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's right.
He was a victim. He could have left her alone.
He could have.
He could have left her alone. He thought it was funny. He and Bobby Brown were making jokes. I don't remember Bobby Brown's character's name, but I don't even feel like it was a character. I just feel like it was Bobby, showing up in the movie. But yeah, I don't feel like she was wrong. I feel like Brandy was a victim. But this is Lynn Whitfield responding to what I asked her, what did she learn from some of the roles that she had played, and she mentioned Brandy first, and this is what she said she learned.
I learned from Brandy Webb in Thin Line that, if somebody brings you pain, it's not worth all the anger. Pick up your shoes and run. Just get away from it.
Pick up your shoes and run. I agree. Get away from it. Yeah, because this is the thing. Because I do believe in, sometimes getting your get back. But the problem with your get back is a lot of times it hurts you more than them. A lot of times you end up becoming more, they're fine. Like Mo, they're sitting up here like, and you are the one hurting and carrying it around. And it's just, it does more hurt and pain to you on the inside for trying to get them back, because all while you're exacting the revenge on them, it's breaking you down, eating away at you, and they're just chilling. And so I did this article that's on Lennox and Parker, and it says, before Instagram breakdowns and public meltdowns, there was Brandy Webb. And again, I feel like Brandy was a victim, because I feel like that's part of what we saw last week with Megan Thee Stallion, when she went to social media, and it's all because you're mad and you don't know how to control your emotions. And some of the things that I said in this piece, I'll read to you guys a couple of things that I feel like are important in this whole thing. When relationships become official online, their endings often become spectacles. And in that spectacle, the emotional response can take center stage. So a lot of times now, back then, we didn't have social media, right? So Brandy was just showing up at his club, and people knew they were together because they were, she showed up around him. But here, you go Instagram official, people know you are together. Then when something happens, you're embarrassed, you're humiliated. And then the story becomes less about what happened to her and more about how you respond, because just as in the film, the reaction often overshadows the original offense. And that's where we get messed up, because sometimes you can get so caught up in trying to hurt them that people lose sight. It's like, yeah, he cheated, but look at what she did. I feel like that's what happened to Megan. It's like, okay, he might have cheated, but you went to social media, you stopped doing the play. All of this is bigger than it looks bigger, right? And it's just because in order to be in a relationship, I think you have to have a certain level of emotional maturity. And I think it comes with that. I think Thin Line Between Love and Hate was a perfect example of a woman that really was not ready to be in a relationship, because she had isolated herself. She wasn't dating. She was focused on her career. And a lot of times when women are doing that, they're not growing and getting more mature. They're actually really immature when it comes to emotional maturity. So that's why they say, stay away from me, because what they're saying is, I can't handle the disappointment. I can't handle the heartbreak, right? I can't handle it. And so when you can't handle it, that's when you end up acting out, because you weren't prepared for it. Brandy Webb's story reminds us that success, beauty, and independence do not automatically translate into emotional maturity. You can build an empire and still, please put your paddle down.
You mind your business. You just
Put your paddle down. I don't need you to give me a thumbs up. Brandy Webb's story reminds us that success, beauty, and independence do not automatically translate into emotional maturity. You can build an empire and still find yourself unprepared for the vulnerability that a relationship requires. I think that I remember I was on a date with this guy that I should not have been on a date with. And I would do these sabbaticals. I would take sabbaticals from dating because I probably wasn't ready to deal with it. I wasn't emotionally mature enough. I had gotten so heartbroken in my first relationship that I really was just too sensitive to the touch to deal with more disappointment and hurt. And he said to me, he was like, well, if you fall in love again, you're going to get your heart broken again. And I wanted to get up and leave at that point. I really did. I was like, damn, but he was right. Like before you get into a relationship, you have to consider that it could end in heartbreak. And that's part of the risk that you take. And if you're not able to handle that risk, then you probably shouldn't get into a relationship. And so that was a big check for me. Like it was a reality check for me because I did not.
Yeah. Wow.
What are you agreeing with, Mo?
No, what you said, that was a big, like, I get it.
Do you?
No, I do. Like, that makes sense. Like, for anyone to, like, you sit there and you weigh out. I mean, nobody thinks about the possible bad. Well, people do. But when it comes to matters of the heart, you like, listen, the only way I can truly know if I'm ready to get back out here is if I'm able to deal with it happening again.
Yeah.
If I'm willing to take that risk and understand that this could happen, and I'm armed, I'm armored up, I'm built for, then it's like preparing to go to war.
Armored up though. That's the thing. You can't even really be armored up.
It's not armored up, but you're prepared to go into battle, and you might come out unscathed. But understand, you might get hit. Are you comfortable? You're not comfortable, but comfortable enough to know that this could happen, and can you deal with it? And then you step into that. I think that's when you're ready.
Yeah, that's a hard thing to do. But I think that people, women specifically, and I think that's why the movie was such a huge hit, because a lot of times we can focus on the things, right? We can focus on getting our degree, getting our money up, getting our job, getting our escalating in our career, elevating in every aspect, get your physical in shape, but actually allowing yourself to develop emotional maturity is not something that a lot of us do, because that takes you actually having to be accountable with self and realize that the response is not really about him. It's really about you. So if he has bad behavior, but you react to his bad behavior with bad behavior, then you're still wrong. In fact, you're wrong for yourself, period.
Well, that's a bigger problem then at that point, because we already know how some people have a problem with accountability.
Again, I don't need you to chime in on this topic.
I'm trying to point out things that people just trying to point.
Yeah, but I mean, how are you even chiming in when you can't even relate to the conversation? Like, how are you even?
I can relate to accountability. I can relate to accountability.
Well, but accountability is a little different when you're heartbroken.
Well, no. But what we're saying is, you're going back in there. There has to be a set of you just said it. Has to be.
Well, I did, but I said it from someone who has gone through with an experience.
God damn it.
You're just sitting here passing judgment on people.
I've seen the movie.
Yes, I mean, but you acknowledge she was a victim. She was a victim.
1000%.
Yeah,
absolutely.
He was 100% wrong, and he got what he had coming to him. If she just so happened to need to throw a toaster into a bathtub, he knew.
We can't murder people.
Well, it wasn't about murder. It was maybe about making him a little uncomfortable. Because that's just the thing. He was relying on a just comfortability. And whenever anything was inconvenient for him, then he just, kick it to the side. Like, you shouldn't play with people's feelings.
That part.
Yeah, I don't like it. Hey, P. Harvey, welcome. I don't like it, but I feel like that movie, I think someone should do a new version of it, right? Mo can relate if he can hold himself accountable for hurting others. Have you held yourself accountable for being the hurtful factor in past relationships with others? Have you done that?
Yeah.
Give us an example of how you held yourself accountable.
I was like, Mo, you did this. You know, you weren't ready to talk to this lady at this particular time. You know, you really didn't even like her like that. But you held out and you stayed longer than you should have.
This is how you take accountability.
Yes, I'm owning up to what I did. I stayed longer than I should have, knowing it was over, and I dangled around and dilly-dally because it was convenient, and I should not have done that.
You dilly-dallied.
Yeah, you know, nothing else going on, too tough, you know, and this was theirs, convenient. I know I had access to it. And
did you share that with her? Did you apologize to her and tell her that you were wrong and that you should not have, you knew from the beginning? Like, did you come clean with her about this? I appreciate you having the talk with yourself in the mirror, but what did you do to actually take accountability for it?
I had the harsh conversation.
With who?
I know. With the young, I get them on the phone and be like, hey, I feel bad. Something might trigger a moment, or I think about how this person may like me or really into me, and I'll be like, hey, that thing, or when I ghost you, this was what it was really about. And then I told people.
And what has their response when I ghosted you?
Oh, by the time I tell them, I think that really? Okay. They don't care no more. Maybe I'm a little late, but I did it.
It's like
and I'm the type of person, it could be 20 years later, I'll be like, you know what, man, yeah.
So kind of like the hello, I guess, you know, the lyrics to Adele's song. Have you heard those lyrics?
No. I heard the song, but I never paid attention to it.
Well, let me share the lyrics. I love to do that.
I might be a day late and a dollar short, but I said it. I didn't have myself together, you know, and I'm sitting up here playing with you when you were really, and my mind wasn't there. It wasn't on me, it was you. I could have been a better person in that situation.
Tammy said 20 years. Let me read you the lyrics from Hello, which I know we have some, we're going to be doing this more often because we know that music is intertwined with love and relationships. But yes, hello, it's me. I was wondering if after all these years you'd like to meet to go over everything. They say time's supposed to heal, but I ain't done much healing. And then it says, hello, I must have called 1,000 times to tell you I'm sorry for everything that I've done. But when I call, you never seem to be home. Hello from the outside. At least I can say that I've tried to tell you I'm sorry for breaking your heart, but it don't matter. It clearly doesn't tear you apart anymore.
Yeah, I'm never saying I'm sorry, but
my God.
No, I say other stuff. I just never use that
that's
phrase.
Not accountability then.
No. Listen, I apologize. I never
apology that comes with an apology is I'm sorry. Do you say
I mishandled that? I did that, but I just
do you say I apologize? Do you do the Ruben stutter, the actual word?
Yeah, listen, I apologize. I could have handled that better. But I never say, look, I am sorry. I personally don't do that.
You just don't like the word sorry.
Yeah.
You're not sorry.
No, I don't like the phrase I'm sorry. I'm speaking that on. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. I just don't. I apologize.
But you do apologize.
1,000%. Yes.
Okay. So you apologize.
That's a spell you put on yourself if you call yourself sorry.
We wouldn't want to do that. It's sorry to tell you that I apologize for everything that I've done. Right. But it's clear it doesn't tear you apart anymore. So a lot of times you're saying by the time you get to it, the women
but here's the thing. I've never been in a cheating situation. I've never been, so I'm not apologizing for much. I'm just really apologizing for being absent or ghosted or whatever. I don't have a deep apology.
So this sounds like the accountability is going backwards. It's going backwards.
No, well, I'm just trying to tell you, because me saying apologizing, whatever, I just want people to understand in what context. I was never caught cheating. I ain't did no crazy stuff. So just putting that out there.
Yeah.
My apologies is just not being present and showing up.
Let me
it disappearing.
Let me get to this.
Back in the day.
Let me get to this. D Glove says that I need to read Mike's part on Boys to Men End of the Road.
There you go. Good one. Yeah.
Let me pull this.
Remember, we talked about this the other day, and I know he was with that other fella. But I just didn't care. I just didn't care. It's like,
I remember that part.
Nigga, what? Oh, that's uncomfortable to hear. What?
Yeah, I don't feel like they should have given him that part. Yes. And they don't even have his part on here.
That's how simpy it is. They ain't even want to put it on.
They won't even put it on there. It's like, I can't sleep at night. Oh no, they don't even have it. They don't even have it. Well, they don't even give it to you.
And the fact that he was even a gentleman to the dude and said, the other fella.
Okay, I got it. Here we go. Right. Girl, I'm here for you. All those times at night when you just hurt me and just ran out with that other fella, baby, I knew about it. I just didn't care. You just don't understand how much I love you, do you? I'm here for you. I'm not out to go out and cheat all night. Maybe I'll forgive you, baby, just like you did. But that's all right. Hey, I love you anyway. And I'm still going to be here for you till my dying day. Right now, I'm just in so much pain, baby, because you just won't come back to me. Just come back to me. My heart is lonely. My heart hurts, baby. Yes, I feel pain too. Baby, please.
And you know what?
This time instead, just come to my bed. And then Wanye starts to yell.
She is reading that through text messages under the covers in the other nigga bed. The other guy's bed.
It appears that you've been that other ninja.
She gonna call him up in the morning on her way home, and she got some elaborate story.
Jesus Christ!
I even helped a few stories anyway, but that's not important. But yeah, that's crazy. I wonder who wrote that. Babyface wrote the song. I wonder did he write that part too?
I bet he did.
Damn.
I bet he did. And because Babyface used to do songs that were like I don't care. I'll pay your rent. I'll buy your clothes. I'll cook your dinner. Like she didn't have to do anything but just show up.
And that's how we got here now.
That's
exactly how we got here.
That is not how we got here now. We got one more question for the day before Mo gets into story time. One more question of the day. I saw this on Instagram and I thought this was interesting. There was a lady that was crying because she was married and she told her husband that she wanted to separate. So he said, okay. And then he took her off the insurance.
Oh, I saw that.
Now,
I sent it to you.
they have 4 children.
Right.
He took her off the insurance. She said, when am I going off? He said, tomorrow. And she was crying. She said, I don't have much money. I can't work. He has family there. And I don't know what she was imploring Instagram with. But let me ask you this. If your significant other suggested a breakup, how soon should you remove them from insurance and bills? Because in addition to car insurance is health insurance.
Oh, yeah.
And that can be rough, man. Like, especially in this economy, this climate, somebody take you off the health insurance and you have some type of illness that needs insurance and medicine. Woo!
And they want out, you got 30 days.
Ooh. What do you think, Mo? You 30 days?
30 days. You want it out. So I'm going to speed that up for you. You got 30 days.
What about the fact that she's the children's mother, though?
You should
You
have thought
got 4
about that.
children with her.
Obviously, if you're gonna make that announcement, have your ducks in a row. This is a learning lesson. This is a learning lesson.
Paul said you got 30 days. I do agree that women, we must have our ducks in a row. And I think that goes back to emotional maturity, because I have been one that just pop off and be like, I want out of here. I don't want to do this now. I'll be honest. My ex-husband, when I did that, I left because it was a horrible situation. He did not take me off the insurance. He was like, I don't want to put you out like that, because I didn't do nothing wrong. He did. So I appreciate the fact that he didn't. But honestly, I should have thought about all of that. You got to have your ducks in a row before you just jump out there, because once you tell somebody that you want out, that means that you are able to live without them. You are able to survive without them. And you need to have figured that out before you present them. It's kind of like a job. Don't quit your job before you have another job, or before you have a plan to take care of yourself. Because realistically, if you go into your job and say, I'm giving you my 2 weeks notice, they can and often do say, don't worry about that 2 weeks. Off you go. Off you go. So before you go in there and write that resignation letter, you should have a plan first. And I think that's definitely true when it comes to a significant other, because a lot of times relationships, more times than not, that is not a amicable situation. Maybe they didn't want a breakup. You want the breakup. So you have to know, you have to be prepared for it. So I felt bad for this woman. And I think it is a manly thing to do to keep her on the insurance, because she said she would pay. She said she would still pay her part. It would be more expensive for her to get her own policy.
Should have thought about that. Hey, man, he wanted to leave. You took actions obviously in your own hands. You got to think about that.
I do think that sometimes a man is doing things that may lead to one believing he doesn't. Like if you're cheating and being disrespectful or abusive, sometimes that person still wants to be in the relationship. They just want to keep abusing and cheating.
Well, we don't know why she left.
We don't, but I'm just saying, I'm just being honest. Sometimes people do want to stay in a relationship even when they're being disrespectful to it, right? But it behooves the person that wants to get out to have their ducks in a row first. Specifically, when you have children, your financial ducks.
Listen, here's the thing. This is the thing the children can stay here. You get yourself together, and then when you're ready, you can come get the children, or they can continue to stay here. Yeah. But don't try to use the children to because their room is still right upstairs. You want to leave. Like we can't. They use the children, and then you have sympathy for them because they got the kids. Well, I got the house. The kids' room is upstairs. You leave, and then you come back and you figure it out.
Well, but the only thing about that, sometimes the father, if he works, she said that he had family that could help take care of the kids. But sometimes if it's an abusive situation, she may not feel the father is, or he may not want to deal with the kids full time. Who knows?
Right.
Yeah, babe, I told him Rottweilers will be for sale in 72 days. But I started thinking about it. That might not have been a good move. It took us a long time to get rid of Sugar Pie's illegitimate babies. This climate, this economic climate may not accommodate for puppies for sale. We may need to go unstick them, but this probably already took. But yeah, it is different in marriage, but I still think you have to have your ducks in a row. Whoever decides they want out should know you should have your ducks in a row. And if you have children, it is really best to try to make it as amicable as possible. I know that's hard when there's emotions involved, but that's also why we have to become more emotionally mature.
Because you got to look at it. The kids already go down to school down the street. Now you doing it to go by yourself, figure it out, and come back and you get a plan. But because other stuff still got to, go on. Kids go to school. I still got to go to work. These bills still need to be paid. And obviously, you weren't working to pay any of them. So you go bust
she
your
said she was working. She said she only makes $100 or something a week. She's gonna have to get a different job.
Greet people at Walmart?
I don't know what she does. But what I do know is that if you decide you want out, women, we have to be a little bit more responsible when we do that. And men, but I also think, you know, you may have to go consult a lawyer, because a man should have to keep her on his insurance, because they have children together. She's got to drive the children around. If she can't drive the children around, if she drives them around and gets pulled over, that affects the kids. And it really isn't as simple as just give me the kids. Like, the kids are not a pawn to be used on both sides. Like, that's,
she's uprooting the kids. He's not.
But he may be doing things that
see, now you putting extra salt and pepper on the story. That's not
I'm not putting salt and pepper. I'm just being honest. Women don't just leave good men.
They don't?
They don't. Well, many times they don't. I just, you know.
We just had a whole conversation about good men and women. You don't want to be a good guy because how women treat him.
Well, I don't say that.
He might be boring, like old the Mega lady said.
Well, she didn't say it. Oh, girl said, Claudia said that he was lame.
And there you go.
We do need more but I'm just saying, like, what is the idea? I think that before you tell a person I want to separate, you need to go meet with your girlfriends or meet with a lawyer and
don't meet with them girlfriends. Nah, they'll tell you the wrong shit.
Meet with a lawyer.
Meet with your family. Meet with your family.
And meet with a lawyer. What's not true, Jamal? What's not true?
Go with your auntie.
Meet with a lawyer, because you got to know what he can be held, what you can prove in a court of law, what his responsibilities are going to be but unless you may not have the money, and he may not have to pay the court.
You don't want to be my wife no more. Out goes everything that comes with being my wife.
Yeah, so what you need to do is go get a plan before you tell him that. Just like I tell people, like, don't quit your job before you got a job. Don't do that. Or go find somebody else who's going to pay some stuff for you. Tammy said family could be worse than the friends. I stick by what I said about go talk to a lawyer.
Your single friends, especially this time of year, they want somebody to hang out with you for a hot girl summer.
Oh, he says women leave good men every day. You know what? I'm coming over there to get your atoms.
There it is.
But you know what? I think that the moral of today's story is when you talk about Brandy, the victim Brandy Webb in Thin Line, when you talk about Stephon Diggs and Mila, when you talk about Meg Thee Stallion, I think the moral of the story is to be a little bit more conscientious about who you lay down with. Because if you are a good man, you will not get left by a good woman. Now, you may get left by a woman who's not a good woman because she won't appreciate a good man. So it's kind of like you can't cry victim when you went into something. Like, I do feel bad for Stephon Diggs. I'm glad he was shown innocent, but you really did. You slept with this chick that you knew was, you know, trying to be around. She said she just went to the games for the vibe. She didn't even watch what was happening on the field.
He gave her a job.
But I'm just saying, you don't bring a woman, you don't give a woman like that.
He shouldn't be sleeping with the help. He shouldn't be doing that.
First of all, anybody you're sleeping with should not become the help. That is a recipe for disaster. So it's kind of hard to have, you know, you're not really a victim. I mean, you are, but you're not really a victim. How does the girl that you're sleeping with, that you don't want to make your main chick, you don't want to make her your main, because you could have done that. He didn't want to. You just want her on the side, and then you're going to put her in a position to be over your meals?
This was in Massachusetts?
Where
this case?
I don't know where it was. I don't know where he resides. I know he was wiping tears away today. she acted like she didn't know the sport. Well, what happened is her lie was unraveling before her very eyes, because they asked her, did she know that he got hit by, because football players, they, for a living, they are physical. So that is never a good idea. I remember this guy told me that in college at OU, because OU was a big football school. He was like, you do realize a girl yelling at a football player and trying to get him to respond. Every day I run my body into another grown man's body. That's what I do every day at practice. I do it on game days. I do it twice a day because they would practice twice a day. Mm-hmm. My job is to run into full speed into another person. Why would you try to get me in a place where I'm physically angry? That's just stupid. And he was right. That doesn't make sense. That's not logical. So they were trying to show her, like, obviously, if he wanted to strangle you, he probably could. He's pretty physically strong. And they said, that he gets tackled. She's like, I don't know. And they're like, well, I don't know that he gets tackled. I thought he ran the ball or something. They said, but you've come to games before. Did you not see him on the field getting hit? And she said, I don't be watching. I just am there for the vibes. That tells you everything you need to know about her response. Like, who she is clear in her response. Like,
that part. Yeah.
Why would you make her your chef, sir?
She cooks a hell of a meal. You never know.
Yeah, but you slept with her, and
And that's the part. I mean, that's the part he got caught up in.
There's no such thing as free kitty cat. Yeah,
can you share that? Good.
Can you share that with the Council of Men? There's no good deed goes unpunished, and there is no such thing as free kitty. It always comes with a cost. You may pay a little, you may pay a lot, but you're gonna pay. You're going to pay. Never free. I don't know how much you want to pay or what quality you want or what, but you're going to pay. Anytime men can be victims. I think Stephon was a victim, but, hopefully he'll learn from that. And hopefully he'll share the word with the male delegation. Stop doing that.
Dude, I saw a guy say, in a relationship is the most expensive vagina ever. I got to get that quote right.
I saw Cameron. First of all, he is hilarious in a bad way. I feel like you guys would be friends. He is a problem. He was talking about women that don't want to leave. Did you see that?
No, but I've had my share. I explained it on the show.
He said that the women will not leave. He said, I'll be trying to help the young people out by sending your moms home. Your moms do not be wanting to go home. He said the woman would be like, they're fine. He'd be like, no, they're not. He's 4. Go home. And then he was like, this girl didn't want to go home. She didn't even bring any extra clothes. She started putting on his clothes and wearing his clothes. It's like she stayed 4 days. Finally, I just paid. Be like, do you want to go get your hair done or something? Just to get her to leave. He was like, just get out of my house. Why do you just want to stay? And I remember interviewing Bow Wow years ago. It's a very simple lesson. I interviewed Bow Wow and because he was with this girl that was obviously not a good idea. And he was really into her. And I could see that this was not a good idea. So I'm asking him, like, the girl came on the first night they met and then she didn't go home. He said she didn't leave she stayed for like 3 or 4 days the first time. And I was like, if she doesn't have any place to go, that's probably not a good sign. If she has no responsibilities, nothing to do, that's probably
I had a truck driver that did that.
How long did she stay?
I want to say 3 days.
Yeah, that's crazy.
She was waiting on her truck, and I went to go. She had her car and her truck, and then the truck was being fixed. The rig.
Okay, well, that's a little different.
And then I'm sitting over there, and I'm like, she was waiting on a load or something. She was trying to get something, and I'm trying to because she was sleeping in the truck. And I was like, well, yo, we were hanging out, and she went from staying the night that night to never to like 3 days. I was like, hey, she's enjoying the television. It's Waffle House. You know what I mean? I'm just like, I even went to church on one chick, and I didn't go to church. I just act like I went to church. I told you that.
You told me you drove around the corner.
I did. I drove around the whole thing. She went left, I went right, and I came right back around and got back in the bed.
Tammy said she was getting hot showers at your house because the truckers. Hey, I went on the road with Gun Boss one time, and that's a rough life. She probably was happy to stay there.
I was like, you sleeping in that thing, and I went and seen it, and they keep where they keep the trucks at. Yeah.
Well, Cameron's chick, I think she had a home. She just didn't want to go to it.
That's when you got some real fly stuff, they don't want to leave.
That's crazy. I don't understand. He was like, I was trying to send but who does that with children? But again, this is a lesson. If you are with a girl and she don't have nowhere to go, chances are something's wrong with her. And he was like,
but just even the fact that her kids, just her mindset, and you don't like.
But I've learned that a lot of times guys don't think that's a red flag. I could say a name of a person right now, celebrity, that the girl that he was with, she was just not really good with her own kids. Then he was surprised years later. Surprise, surprise. She's not good with yours either.
I told you the chick, she brought her son, and her son walking around the house and stealing change off the thing. And
if a woman is not concerned about her own children, why would you even want to spend time with her? Like, that's so backwards to me about men.
What kind of time?
Does it matter?
Yeah, it does.
Well,
quality time? No.
Why would you want to spend intimate time with her?
It's a trick.
What? I'm saying, like, why would you want that type of woman in your space? And this is why you guys will continue to be preyed upon. That's why, because of just the confusion that entered your head right then. That's why y'all are going to
confuse it. I know she's there for a short time.
Maybe not, because if she gets what she wants, she can go to court and say you tried to hurt her. I was at Mo's house, and we finished, and then I told him. He told me that I needed to leave, and I told him I wasn't sure if I was ready to go yet, and then he choked me out.
Your Honor, can I introduce Exhibit A? I have a text message 40 minutes after her saying she had a great time. Can't wait to see you again.
Guess what? That there were text messages from her. I know in several cases the situation, there was Chris Brown had a girl that said that he raped her, and he had text messages that said she wanted to come over and do that again. It proved it. So he ended up getting off, but of course that's not, it wasn't loud because he's a person that people like to believe a lot of negative things about. But yeah, text messages don't always help.
Yeah, if you leave and you say something, can't wait to see you again, have a good time.
When you lay down with girls like that, you put yourself at risk for being a victim.
Yeah, you rolling the dice.
But it appears that you feel like it's worth the roll.
No.
Literally a roll.
I'm talking about the old me. That's not my life. No. I keep trying to tell you, don't put my old life.
No, I'm not. I asked you a question. You said, what kind of time?
If I was
right now,
an alcoholic or drug addict, you can't be bringing cocaine around me.
You said,
that's what you're doing. Stop bringing cocaine around me.
I'm not. I said, why would you spend any type of time with that woman?
Because I'm in the mindset of someone that thinks I'm not.
Okay, what about the mindset of you now? If
I want nothing to do with that such lady.
You don't want her. You don't want her anywhere near your home, and you don't want to go anywhere near hers.
I don't. I like good, clean women. And take care. Well, any woman I've dealt with, the kids is out the house. So
okay.
We of that age now.
What if they had grandchildren? Would you think? Would you date a woman that had custody of her grandchildren?
Ooh, that's gotta be a hell of a woman, boy. just the grand, it just feels weird. I'm not ready for that.
But what if she was a good woman and one of her children fell on hard times or was sick? What if she had a child that was sick and could not take care of her children, and she was doing the right thing? Say it's a 2-year-old and a 6-year-old. That's it. That's the ages of grandchildren at this age.
They live there?
She has custody of them.
I don't know, Jack. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can do it.
Everything else is great.
How's the sex? It's important.
Everything else is great.
She gets the gooch and all that.
She gets the gooch and all that.
I got 90 days. But see, I'll go after 90 days.
No, you can't do that. This is the reform mode. That's not about games. You wouldn't use a woman for 90 days. Surely not. Not this Mo. Not this Mo that you talk so highly about. This Mo would never do something like that. He would never.
How would I know if I can handle it if I don't give it a trial basis?
Well, I would assume that this wonderful Mo that you speak of, he would know, you know what, if I'm getting into this, if I'm going to go ahead and enjoy this woman, then I'm saying that I'm going to give this a try.
Yeah.
I'm speaking of this new Mo.
I just go over there every once in a while, right? I don't live over there, no shit.
You don't live there. No, you don't live there yet.
I'm cool. I'm cool.
Yeah.
I don't live there.
Now, when you go out, sometimes she has to get a babysitter, or she may want you to do things with her and the kids.
I got babysitter money.
Okay. All right. You going to Disney? Because that's one of them.
Now, see, you keep putting extra shit on it.
I'm saying, I mean, that's what
I'm paying for Disney.
I mean, if you're with her, you're going to have to pay for what she's doing.
She get a check for them kids, right?
You know what? Negroes.
She gets some kind of care check for the kids.
She gets some, but you know, you still have to kick in. Disney is expensive.
I do something with her once a month.
Tammy said, and it's Gail. If Gail had, know what?
Hey, can y'all? Hey,
no.
Tammy, listen. We need one episode. You don't mention, you know who.
Nope, we're mentioning Gail because I saw a video of Gail talking to Oprah, and Gail's wig is hilarious to me.
Did you see Gail get out the car and walk into the thing?
I did. I wanted to.
She had the red dress on.
I wanted to bring it, but I'll let you live. Friday, I can't say. Friday, it may be here. Friday, maybe we may have to delve into it, but
she lost a lot of weight back there.
Well, she's getting older. She probably won't carry all that around.
Yeah, I could see.
Yeah, stress on your legs.
Yeah.
So guys, Heart and Hustle is coming back to OWN. So we will be reviewing. We're going to start reviewing that show again. I think it comes back later this month. But remember, we're reviewing everything from the Dating Diaries perspective. Everything is under the Dating Diaries umbrella. But we're gonna start our reviews again. Is anybody watching Bell Collective Birmingham? Okay. All right.
Are we ready for the story?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Come on, let's get into the story. It's time. It's story.
Catch everybody up to
speed. Hold on. Let me get my story time.
Oh Lord.
Banner. I'm not gonna do the music because it just didn't work out. It didn't work out. No story. Hold on. Story time banner. Hold on. Our story time music. Oh, here we go.
What?
Story time.
That's it?
Yeah.
Anyway, listen. Okay, so catch everybody up to speed. Woman meets man online. They hit it off. They finally decide to meet. They meet up. Papados. That I couldn't remember.
Okay.
They met up at the Papados. She got there. She had called him. They were supposed to meet on a Saturday night. They haven't heard from each other. He gave her a time.
Yes, yes.
She called, but he didn't respond to the call. He was headed there. He wanted to get there because it was messing up his GPS. She thought the date might have been canceled. She took off her clothes, got into bed. The guy calls and says, "Are you close by?" She was like, "Oh, my bad. I didn't think you were coming because I didn't hear from you." Mm-hmm. She said, "I could be there in 10 minutes. That 10 minutes took like 30, right? She gets there. The guy has an attitude. She calls him, "Where are you?" Or no, she calls him a couple times and he's like, "Where are you?" He stopped saying hello.
He's yelling though.
He has an attitude at this point.
Okay.
"Are you here?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm right behind you. I think I'm coming up on you now." This is their first time they're meeting. Mm-hmm. He's talking to the host. Come to find out, he had reservations and they lost it. They had no more room. Now he's mad. And as they're walking towards the front, he was like, "See, if you were on time," he snapped on her. Mm-hmm. She felt the way, decided to, you know what, maybe this isn't a good idea.
Now you got to add that she was very attracted to him.
Oh yeah, they had a very, and it was what she wanted. I think she said he was 230, he was 6'6".
Yeah, this was a date online, so she sees photos. He looks good. He actually looks really good in person.
There you go.
And so she's like, dang, they had good conversation.
Great conversation. And when she was there, she was like, okay, but the guy has an attitude. She decided, you know what, maybe this isn't the right time. I'm just going to go ahead and leave. He lets her leave. She pulls off. Less than 10 minutes later, maybe less than that, he calls her. He's calmed down. He's more composed. And he's like, "Yo, we could just go somewhere and we can." He's trying to lure her back somewhere at this point. Mm-hmm. He says to her, "Where are you at?" She said, "I'm pumping gas." Oh. He said the gas station, it was a gas station not too far from there. I think the next exit.
So wait a minute. Did she agree to go out with him? She agreed to come back?
No. Okay. At this point, she had said no. Okay. So then he goes up. He finds her at the gas station. He tells her to sit there. "Hold up. I just want to talk to you." He talks to her. Now he's still trying to convince her to go out another date. She was like, "You know what? I don't think this is." And the dude snaps. He snaps to the point. He's like, "See, you bitches want somebody to be nice." And he winds up kicking the car door and denting it.
Damn.
Ain't that something? BMW too. Kicked it.
Damn. So her instinct was right.
Right. This dude lost his temper totally.
He's
kicked her door in, and he wound up leaving because she had got his license plate.
Oh my God.
And the police officers saw it on camera. They went inside and they reviewed the thing. And I think 2 days later, that Monday, they arrested him.
Oh my God. Well, that just scared everybody from online dating.
They went and saw the thing. She pressed charges.
Good for her.
Damage to property.
Damn. Yeah. Well, first of all, I'm glad that he didn't hit her because it could have been her. If he would be that angry to kick her car, all because like he just went off.
Because she was in the car.
Oh.
The door was the door was ajar. And then she put her foot in. And then he kicked it to close it. He kicked it in. The door was still ajar and they're talking, but she's all the way in at this point. And while they're talking, he just boom, kicks it closed. Damn. And put a dent in it. And it was all on camera. She had got his license plate because she was parked one way and then he came in like right behind her. So he had to ride by her and she seen it.
Man, that's bipolar. That's because for him to be like angry and then pleading for her to come back and then angry again, like Man, thank God that first of all, thank God that she did not let him know where she lived.
Right. But she was real calm. She was like, I don't know if he smoked a blunt or something, because then he was real calm. And that's until he got there. And then when he said, well, maybe we could do something tomorrow. I mean, she was like, nah, I don't think it's going to. And then he just blew it and called it a B word, whatever, and kicked her door and put a dent in it. And she.
But wait a minute. What did she say? Take us back. What did she? This is exactly like, this is scary. This is like I said, this is probably going. Tammy said, I'm staying.
And she said he's a big guy, and she was scared.
Scary, man.
And
if he kicked a dent in her car, imagine what he would have done to her.
It's like, she thought they had a connection, and maybe he thought the same way. Well, but I don't understand how you get that mad though.
It's already in him. It's a chemical imbalance in his brain and psyche that is already off balance. That has nothing to do with her.
He's 6'6". I
know. That's why I'm telling you. Like, you got to carry a gun, and that online dating is scary, man. It's super scary. I will admit, I had good experiences, but I do think times have changed. I think you have to be very careful. Make sure that you do not let anyone know where you live. Man, that's crazy. That's a horrible story.
Kicked it in.
Because I would even be afraid. Like, I'm glad that she did press charges, but I would be afraid because, him damaging a car, he's probably not going to get he probably have to pay a fine. He's not going to get any time for that. I would be afraid to run into him in public. Like, oof, that's scary. Oof.
Yeah, like he kicked
See, I have a friend that I had talked to, and he was saying that, you just never know. There are a lot of people that have mental health issues, right? Everybody has something they're dealing with, but you never know the extent. If they're a psychopath, if they're psychotic, if they're bipolar, if they're schizophrenic, you don't know. So, and a person can seem normal while they're on their medicine and they get off and it's surprise, right? But it's very difficult, I think, for a person, like for something like that, that's definitely a mental issue, because for him to go from being, why would you be that angry with someone that you don't know?
Because she felt it when, like, she said he had called her and she was like, hello. And he was like, where are you? It wasn't hello, yo, are you good? Are you nearby? He's like, where are you? And then it became more aggressive. Then she called him while I was in there trying to track him down. And then he said, are you in here? And then they lost the reservation. They walk out to the front. And then he was like, this is your fault. And that's when she was like, you know what? Maybe we don't need to hang out this time. And then she said the reason why she said that is because she was in his space. She didn't want to be like, never. But her attitude was never.
Right.
Then when he drove off, or when she drove off and he's in the parking lot, she said he must have smoked because he was real calm. She said, I'm under a well-lit gas station. You know what I mean? And she was like, I'm going to pull over.
But even
she was already, he said he's going to fall out. What gas station? Off the next exit?
That's scary. The fact that he was even trying to follow her there.
And that's what she said. That's why she was like, I'm glad I didn't go straight home. Let me just get the gas now. Because if not, he might have followed her home to where she lived. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it wouldn't have been on camera because
she said make sure her address is redacted from the report.
Damn.
That's so.
Yeah, they had to pull the cameras and that whole thing.
At least they had it.
They didn't pull the cameras that day. They pulled the cameras the next day.
When they Woof. Man, be careful, because I think women and men both. Everybody, you don't never know who could have mental issues. Like I said, a guy friend and I were talking about it. He was like, he was dating this girl and she just started freaking out. And then eventually she admitted to him that she was dealing with this and she was off her medicine. But the thing about mental illness is they don't necessarily want to take their medicine, or maybe that the fact that they have a mental illness means they don't take the medicine, because that rationale is not always there. That's nuts.
So she's what? Maybe 5'5".
It don't matter. A man and
but just imagine you got this tall guy towering. You're already that, but then you're in your car and he's towering over you. Your doors are ajar.
Jesus. Yeah, that's
the doors ajar, and then you put the other foot in, and then when you was like, yeah, I don't.
What if he kicked in her other foot wasn't in? He could have messed her. Oof. She's blessed. I'm glad that she's okay. But I think that I would just say the lesson in this is to trust that instinct. And I remember I went on a date with this guy, and his sister had recently passed away. He was very angry. I don't know if it was just because of the sister passed, but he was angry. And he would and I told him that I was a Christian. I don't know, we were talking about religion a little bit, meeting somebody online, and he would just say horrible things, just hateful. So I was like, I'm not talking to him anymore. And then he'll call back, and he wanted to keep talking, but he would say things, and it wasn't towards me, but it was about my religion, like like saying bad things about Jesus Christ and all that kind of like crazy. So I put him on my phone as angry Jesus dater. So I would not answer the phone anymore. But it was just like, if you are this angry, if I asked, because I was like, what is happening? And he was very angry at God because his sister died, right? But I was like, let me remove myself from this, because anytime you're that angry, and even though it wasn't like he wasn't calling me bad names, but I don't want to sit up here and hear you say sacrilegious things, and you know that I believe this way. Like that's probably the most. I was like, this person he's not okay. He's not okay, and I don't want to. Like, I was trying to stay away from religion, but he would just want to go into it and be hateful, and I was like, yeah, nah, don't answer this Negro's call.
Energy does not lie.
It does not. I don't like gas stations at night either. I don't. And I actually try to remind myself.
Yeah, I don't know why.
But in Atlanta, just to get gas, so I don't end up like that. Because a lot of times I'll have to stay on the phone. I'll call Adrian and stay on the phone with him, or even before I got married, I may call one of my guy friends and just be like, "Can you stay on the phone with me?" Because there are some gas stations and then here there was a lot of like people stealing people's cars or robbing people at gas stations. It's just, and then also the worst dudes in the world hit on you at gas stations. There was this one at the top of 85 when I lived in Fayetteville, and I would go there during the day on my way downtown. It never failed. Some idiot.
Hey, Miss Lady.
Yeah, and then you can't get rid of them because you're there trying to get your gas. Yeah, yeah, that's a sad story. I hate that. That's scary. I didn't think it was going to end like that. My God.
And but before then, she thought, and then when she physically seen him, she was like, everything was right. But
that's the hard thing. When a guy is attractive, you tend to give them a little bit more grace and be like, come on, not you. Come on, sir. We could waste that 6 up on somebody that we don't want to waste that on a bad one. But that just doesn't, you can't judge a book by its cover. You know, same thing with y'all. The one that got the body like, what's the Jessica Rabbit is just, you know, she may be the wrong one. I do have one more question for you. Well, no, I'll save it for Friday. I'll save it for Friday because I'll save it for Friday. This is a big one. Well, I'll save it for Friday. But yeah, I'm glad your friend is okay, man. That's crazy. That's a really sad story. What would your suggestion be as a man for women? Like, if you do have a sister, like when I was dating, you didn't give me any advice when I was dating online. What advice would you give? I'm just saying, you didn't give me nothing.
I didn't know about. I think you were the one that introduced me to online dating.
I was.
So what if I didn't have no advice at that time?
What advice would you give to women that are dating online about how to stay safe and how to recognize like signs?
Meet in the daytime. Do not meet at night till you're totally comfortable with the person.
Yeah.
Number one, video chat. Ask as many questions as possible. If he gets irritated by the questions, leave that dude alone. You should be able to answer. Make sure you're able to talk at different times of the day. It's a lot of dudes, you know, or they got to get off the phone as soon as they pull up to the crib.
Yeah.
It's a reason.
That's a good. And girls act like they don't know that. Like, you know, before you went out with him.
He'd be like, yes, I'm about to go in the house. I'm going to hit you back. He never.
It's a woman in that house.
Right. Daytime dates. You know, things of that
Daytime
nature.
dates.
No roommates.
No roommates. Yeah.
No roommates. None of that. Yeah, man. Oh, but the next story, it'll be after, because Crystal got one coming up. But I got one, was it yesterday, from Is This Your Man, or whatever that thing is called.
Well, you do that on Friday. Far be it from me to keep the people.
I gotta get all the, because I gotta write down all the details. This is somebody that works at a dental place was telling me it's a twin brother, and one was pretending to be. It was wild.
Oh, let's do that Friday if we can.
I was like, can I use that? Can I? I was like, I gotta write everything down. I was like, that shit. I was like, what?
Well, let's start on Friday. I'm all for it. Like whoever has.
See, I like them better on Wednesdays, because then we ain't gotta wait all the way until.
But it brings the people back on Wednesday. If the story is good enough, we got to start amping these stories up so it brings the people back on Wednesday. They remember, they want to know what happened. They got to tune in to find out what happened on the Wednesday.
Oh, I thought we tell them on Wednesday half of it, then we tell them the other half.
We tell half of it on Friday, and then they find out the rest of Wednesday, or vice versa, wherever.
Yeah, now I can get the full detailed story tomorrow. Yes, these dudes out here playing games, man.
They are, and that's crazy thing is there's so many ways to find out that people are playing games on that. Is This Your Man page? Men get caught. I mean, a woman to put a picture, and within minutes, people have found where he works, who he used to date, who his baby mama is, who his wife is. They've contacted the wife. The wife is asking questions. She's there. The person's saying, "DM me."
But they like you. They experienced it, but they found out other people, and they was getting the same story. And to come to find out, it was like, no, that's not him. That's his brother.
That's crazy.
And it was like, he told his brother's story. He'd be like, what?
Guys are tricky, but they still manage to be doing the same. They still manage to keep the shenanigans going, even with all the social media sleuthing
technology.
technology. The T app, there's a whole app for this, and men are still managing to
how you a twin and you never told this person that you were a twin?
No, because you never told the person, because that's your out. They're smart enough to know that's their out. That's smart. But
it wasn't that smart because they got caught.
I think a lot of times women know, because when I talk to women and I'm asking questions, I can get to it real quick. I don't do it because, when people tell you something, they really don't want to know what you have to say. I had a girlfriend to be like, well, what do you think about this situation? I could ask 2 or 3 questions and see, girl, he ain't serious. He got a woman. He ain't, like, you can tell all that very quickly once you get to a certain place in life. You done heard all the Negro stories. I've heard all the Negro stories. Like, they're all very simple. Like, if it's not 100% yes, it's a no. It's no such thing as he needs time. People be like, well, he just said he needs some time. Well, yeah, to go deal with his woman, of course. And a lot of times what guys do,
got time some loose ends.
Exactly. A lot of times guys will get online, and women do too. I don't mean to say just men. People get into an argument with their significant other. They go someplace for an ego rub.
But to live with somebody and then go on a dating site, to me, is diabolical.
But they do it. There are guys with actual pictures on a site that have a wife.
And then your wife got friends? Like, that's bold.
The fact that men just think that women are stupid. They just think that women are stupid? What are the women okay? Like, I remember this guy that he was, I told you, we were going out in public. Did you meet Did you come to that thing that time?
No.
He came to.
He told me the story.
He came to. In fact, it was Cinco de Mayo. We did a Cinco de Mayo party. It was Cinco de Mayo. He came with me to a Cinco de Mayo party in Buckhead.
And y'all ain't even Mexican. But go ahead.
But he came and he had a whole wife. And I'm like, not only did he have a whole wife, what if his wife's friends saw? Like, forget her.
But that lets me know that his wife is not of that world.
But still, one of her friends could have been on a date with a guy.
No, that's how I feel. That's crazy.
That's wild. I mean, he was in public all the time. We were dating in public.
The married woman, I knew she was married. We all knew. But we in the mall, we everywhere. And she was like, you see it, but one time she did see the uncle. And she's like, oh, and we ducked back in the gas station. We did see the uncle one day.
But her husband also was not black. Like, this dude was married to a black woman. The degrees of separation are so, there's no separation.
Yeah.
And I remember one time we were on a date. We were at R. Thomas, and we saw Apollo, who was married to Phaedra at the time and on a date. And he was like, dang, there's Apollo. And little did I know, he too was on a date with with cheating on his wife. I had no idea, but I was just like, how is Apollo out here on a date, married, and on a date in public and on TV?
If it's a business meeting.
It was at R. Thomas at night with a table with a candle on it. No, it was late. No, but I mean, little did I know, I'm there thinking that he was foul, and I was living foul too. Didn't even know it. Did not know. I mean, we were like, dating in public while married is wild.
Especially in this town.
Any town. Social media has made everything everything is connected. So all somebody got to do is take a snapshot, send it. And what if the wife's friends had tried to come and jump me? Now I don't even know. This is why you gotta duck off in strip clubs. What?
Nothing. Anyway, let's continue.
What?
Nothing.
Okay. Well, this has been delightful. Tonight's takeaway is revenge often hurts you more. Trying to exact revenge can hurt you more than the other person. Take care of yourself and allow karma to do its thing, because karma never forgets an address, and it never runs out. It always wins. You cannot.
It doesn't always come back in the form that it was put out.
But it's always coming.
There you go.
It's always coming. Let karma do its thing. You stay out of it. Get some healing, and remember to be very careful when dating. Period. Not even just online. Period. I went on a date with this guy that I met at the gas station and almost got into a really bad situation. It was someone I met in public, but just be careful when dating, to both, and trust your instincts. All right. We will be back on Friday with more dating stories, more dating disasters, dilemmas, and deal breakers, more questions, more story time, and more social context of dating, you guys. We're going to ready to start Heart and Hustle. I think I'll have a teaser for that. And of course, we are still going to be reviewing Ready to Love. Ready to Love is coming back in Chicago. We just don't have a date yet. But we will have that. We haven't really been talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville because I just think we were tired. It's the same thing.
It is. Y'all see it out there. What's the name acting damn fool on social media? Ken. Shout out to Ken.
But I do want to say Ken came on our show, and then this guy that I know from a long time ago, he reached out to me and said that, in fact, let me put this up here. Let me leave y'all with a little bit of something. He hit me and said that Ken was lying. He's a friend of Trish, so it's all, kind of keep that in context. He said that Ken was lying and that they had proof, and that Trish, in fact, yes. I don't know if I told you this, Mo.
Lying about what?
He didn't say. He wouldn't. I said, well, does she?
You can't say a man lying if you ain't gonna say what he's lying about.
He didn't. He said, yeah, everything he said was lies. Everyone is going to be in for a big surprise this season. And but I do want to send you guys this. I want to show this picture that he shared with me, just to give y'all a little update. Because the
guy or Ken?
No, not Ken, the guy. This is what the guy sent to me. and I guess we'll just look out for this. I'm not sure where it's going or when it's going. But he wouldn't give me any more information because they're trying to be super secretive. But I was like, okay. I mean, we'll be here if she wants.
This guy must be from the LBC.
How did you know that?
Because who else would spill the beans and come and run back and tell you some shit? That's what the LBC people do.
Yikes.
Who else would do that? A straight man wouldn't do that.
Yikes.
I'm just saying.
Look at this. So Trish went on Pop the Balloon. Yeah. Now I don't know if that's there in Huntsville, but I would assume by that jacket that looks like it's camouflage for hunting that maybe it is. She's got an amazing body. She looks great. Yeah. What do you think? What do you think the balloons are pop? These balloons are heart balloons. The guy that actually reached out to me, that's him there hosting.
Yeah.
And yeah. So Trish was on Pop the Balloon. He told me that everything that Ken said, they had seen. Trish saw the episode. She said everything that
I don't know. It sounds
all lies. What do you guys think?
LBC messy to me.
Do you think that Trish went away with a guy from? I don't see this as.
No, what I think is the gentleman who sent you this wanted some attention. He's getting it right now. He wanted you to know that he.
I don't think he wanted me to say that, but I was just like, what?
Because he didn't tell you to lie. Why are you showing us this? Like, I don't.
He said that he was going to share with us some information when they got it edited and all that good stuff. So,
all right.
Stay tuned, guys. Trish may be on the episode of Pop the Balloon. This is not the official Pop the Balloon. This maybe looks like a Huntsville version. Judging by that gentleman in a t-shirt, those jeans and those tennis shoes, I'm going to say this is a Huntsville, Alabama version.
Yeah, the brother ain't got no sleeves on. It is. Yeah.
Carlos King would never. He looks like he's having a good time though. I like them boots. They all look like he got a jacket on, and then he got short sleeves and a hat with oh Lord. But yeah, that's the Love and Marriage Huntsville updates. Trish is looking for love. She's over Ken. Ken is a liar, or at least according to her, Ken is a liar. We'll see. All right, we'll see y'all back here Friday at 10 p.m. Y'all know the vibes. Pajamas and all. We'll see y'all then. Do you have a dating deal breaker, disaster, or dilemma? Let's talk about it. Welcome to the Dating Diaries.